The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Gentlemen, let's get started. We got the class loaded. We got thousands of people playing with us. We're broadcasting on YouTube and everything else and having fun. Now, did you get your tab and pen ready? I'm going to get you to millionaire if you want. If not, then we'll just do analyzation, get your score up and away, and that's about it. Now, I understand a couple things. I think you've been ripped off at least 3 times. That means somebody took advantage of you. You hire one of those credit repair flaky companies. They're going to get out their magic wand. The bottom line is, since I helped set up the system that we all use today, guess what? There's the rules and tools. So tab it and pen time. Let's get through that. And this is live. Got a question? Just type it out. I'll answer every question you got. Now, there's no pictures. There's no recording. Very simple. All right. I want you to write things down to put it here. That's our ultimate goal. Now, for me, I accomplish all my goals. And I'm talking about all goals. So I'd like to help you get to your point. You can accomplish all yours as well. That means very simple. I got my first $1 million corporation, $1 million in the bank at 14 and a half. Bought a Lamborghini, got 2.6 billion at 26. I've been on radio and TV for 49 years, having fun, helping people like you get past go. So I accomplished my goals. If you haven't, maybe it's a mindset and maybe something got in your way. Maybe your friend and family member kind of ripped you off too. Who knows? Let's get past that. So goals are nice because I like to obtain them. To me, it's a game. I like to play the game of business. That was my first series I wrote years ago called Playing the Game of Business, Winning the Game. Because to me, it was just a game. If you play like that, guess what happens? You get to million to billions. So if you want your Lamborghini Ferrari through corporation, let me know, because that's what I do. Now I want you to take that tab and a pen that I told you to get as we begin. Turn it this way. Very simple. Because I want you to write some things down and draw the diagram in front of you. That's what I'd like you to do. Draw that diagram. The problem we have, all right, sorry, you follow people like ducks and sheep. And what happens is very simple. You were told to get an inquiry, do this, get a cosigner, and blah, blah, blah. Well, by the way, I helped set up the system years ago in the first place, and there's certain rules and tools they should have told you a long time ago, which as I created them, they were supposed to. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. Now, we're going to show you that diagram in front of you. We're going to relate to banks and grocery stores in cities. You see, they file bankruptcy on a branch number. It means their parent company manages a branch or location or a city or a grocery store, something like that. So what happens is they have the ability to file the bankruptcy and keep all the goodies and the assets and never bring the pain home. What most people do is they bring the pain home because they don't know any better. So let's give you rules and tools today, because if I get you to 750 score, please don't screw it up again. I'm going to get you there, but I want to keep you there as well. But it's going to be up to you to follow through the ultimate goal. So understand, corporations own corporations that file bankruptcy and they keep the parent company and keep the assets and the money. So on this side, we're going to draw a little differently. In 1985-86, I invented something called division process. Divisions should be the ducks and the sheep. What you didn't do for you, you didn't have 3 of these. In other words, you should have had 3 divisions of you, because that gave you a chance to kind of do it again and again, because what happens with most people, they bring the pain home. What does that mean? They actually took their personal credit, they jacked it up, dropped the score, got stuck, couldn't get any more. Even hawked themselves and their family and their credit in their house. I'm sorry, I call that silly and dumb. On the back of every credit card, you're going to have to put a sticky today or in the future, near future. You're going to write down the limit of the credit card. You're going to know what's 25-29% rule. When I was suing Credit Karma during the pandemic, because they kept saying 42%, that was wrong. When I designed the dashboards a long time ago, it is 29% is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. So this gives you the ability to try. Now, if you had a corporation, because it's a legal person, it's public record, you can have 3 divisions of you. That's right, you. You could have 3 chances to try, because you didn't learn to do that. What happens, you backed yourself in a corner with your personal credit and got stuck, couldn't get any more. I want you to relate in your city today about banks and grocery stores, anywhere from Sam's Club to Walmart, maybe Geico. So if we can relate to things around you, you watch them close down locations and bankrupt them and take the assets and the money. So the goal is you have the right to do the same thing as long as you have no intent to do fraud. And that's what you got to look at, no intent to do fraud. We've had 11 cities file Chapter 9 bankruptcy so far, but they kept all the assets and the money. So for us, what we have to do is understand in the beginning is to stop bringing the pain home. Everyone tends to bring the pain home because they don't know how to play the game to win. But again, it's going to be up to you, all right, to pay attention. So a CFO, personal or business, mindset millionaire has to be looking behind the curtain every time. So the goal is learning how this actually works. Me, I learned the hard way. All right, being born in a taxi, being thrown in a trash can, and eating out of a trash can as a kid, and getting caught on the Redondo Beach Pier. All right, I was given a choice to survive. So let's understand, all right, how to play the game to win. Now, the next thing we have to think about is when I created my first blueprint for me. Going to the Torrance Library next to the Torrance Police Department. I always basically went there for 2 years when I found out a corporation's a legal person. But again, I figured it out, how to do certain things. See, corporations are free in all 50 states. You pay a filing fee, that's it. And most of you, if some of you, you paid for a corporation, you paid thousands of dollars for a piece of paper. Sorry, you didn't learn diddly squat. I wrote Blueprint for Success when I was 9 and a half. Then I wrote down, see it, believe it, go get it. But let's remember, I brought in my first $1 million of cash in the bank at 14.5 years old. So again, simple. My first question to all of you today, because I have a chance to help you if you want, is do you want to get domainer status? That's personal or business, however you want it. If the answer is yes, fantastic. Listen to this whole presentation. If the answer is no, I just want my analyzation, which we do that for everybody anyway because we analyze people and I do it personally. I'm the only one on planet Earth that analyzes you and tells you personally exactly what you need to do. Also, from there, I also give you anywhere from 1 to 10 times your money back in every program through personal business credit. It's more than a refund. So today, it's a yes. Stay for the program presentation. If it's a no, come back in about 45 minutes. You see, the problem you got sometimes is you got to take the time to listen and learn because you got to get to the next step. See, most of you are 40 and above. That means you're disappointed in yourself, the world kicked your assets, and someone kind of hurt you as well. And you've probably been ripped off by 3 credit repair flaky companies anyway. So it's like, who do you trust now? The goal is how to play the game to win. Now, all I can tell you is about my life. Born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital, she threw me in the trash can. My mommy didn't want me. I didn't get a mommy and a daddy like most of you. So then I had to be with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. So again, all right, I'm always going to say never bring the pain home or stop bringing the pain home. Billy's just like everybody else, but Billy was laying on the ground outside Bank of America. Billy's military. When he was overseas for our country, thank you, sir, for your service, sir, his wife left him. She was a turd, came back brokenhearted. So Billy, when I met him laying on the ground outside Bank of America, is, would you like some help? This is Billy's credit. Okay, he doesn't have credit. All he has is collection crap. So I want you to understand what I can do for Billy, can do for you. Let's say that you're all jacked up on your credit today. If it's all jacked up, what do you do now? Debt consolidation, that's a scam. It does not work. All right, they're also collecting things that are not collectible anyway, and you're paying somebody who's just stealing your money. Next bankruptcy is going to make it even worse. So what are we supposed to really do? So when it came to Billy, I want to show you exactly what I did for him. So there's a way to create cash credit, okay, and what I had to do for me coming out of a coma. So take a picture. Yeah, there'll be a couple slides or pictures I'll say take a picture of. So go ahead and take your cell phone and go click. So what happens is simple. This is supplied credit, which you don't have to have good credit to get, and you can turn it into cash. So what happens is you can rebalance your debt. Unfortunately, you didn't learn to balance in the first place, and I'm going to say you jacked up the wrong card. I got Billy $51,000. You see, if all cards fluctuate, we're going to go over this many times today. All cards fluctuate, but these two. If you do what I tell you to do, you have a 750 score. You will never bring the pain home again, as long as you maintain rules and tools. So let's understand. I know on TikTok, you have these people, you can remove a collection account. That's probably true, okay, in most cases. But if it's basically not solved, in other words, you didn't kill the debt, it's coming back on your credit file, okay? So yes, you can remove it, all right, part-time. Yes, millionaire corporation. Fantastic, Daniel. So let's understand. You have to learn to kill a debt, negotiate, settle, whatever it is. Because if they haven't charged it off, it's coming back again and again and again. And that just gets in the way. Now, some of you might not file your tax return. So what you have to understand is the IRS has a form. It's called 656 of 433A and B. So you can basically fix the problem. I'm going to talk about rebuilding your life, all right, with rules and tools, because, you know, if I take out my magic wand, mine's broken. In other words, I don't have bullshit to give you besides the truth. It doesn't pay my bills. So that's just life. So if we look at rules and tools, let's understand what that means. All cards, write it down, all credit cards fluctuate. That's the way it's designed. But two, okay? So my goal is I'm going to rebuild you. You and I are going to get to know each other. We're going to hold each other's hands. We're going to sing Kumbaya. We're going to get through the BS, okay? You understand? You're stuck with me. All right, it's okay. I'll remember who you are. I have total recall anyway. almost a perfect brain, they said. All right, I got an IQ of 203. Okay, I think I can handle this. So let's understand TRW. Thomas Raymond Woolridge made bicycle parts. They also got to California, all right, in the 80s, and this is what they got in the information business. So that was Thomas Raymond Woolridge. I always said it was the reports wrong. So they became Asperian in 96. When I drew the first one of them, helping Ken Yarborough on the outside, very simple, I called it good, fair, or hell no. Good, fair, or hell no. That's what it's flat out. I'm going to tell it like it is. So all cards fluctuate but two. Get it down again, but two. You jacked up the wrong damn card. You backed yourself in a corner and got stuck. If we would have took all cards with a sticky, okay, and these cards here, you could have made $750 for the rest of your life. I'm going to get you there if you do what I tell you to do, and then I don't want you to screw it up again. Is that okay? Now, what you need to do for Credit Karma and your credit bureaus, all of them, you need to remove old addresses, employment, and phone numbers. So write it down. These are steps and assignments you need to follow through on, because right now you're connecting the dots. We want to unconnect the dots, okay? That would be the focus. Now, we're going to plan the problem from now on. You did not plan your problems in the past. You didn't plan, all right, to lose your job. You didn't plan to have someone kick your assets or your friend and family member rip you off or spend thousands on crap that didn't work. You've all been ripped off 10 times in your life so far. You've tried 10 times to get to millionaire status. You didn't make it yet. I'll get you there. I can guarantee it. Let's write down irs.gov. I want you to go to the irs.gov website later today. I'd like you to set up your own file with them to watch your tax returns. I'd like you to write down 4506T and 4506C. Can you do that for yourself right now, please? See, this is a form that a creditor is going to send you. When I worked for Witness Protection 100 years ago, when I met Ken Yarborough, they used something called a CPN, Consumer Private Number, for basic witness protection of government people. It's not for people to rip off their creditors. There are some companies that sell CPNs and they're actually fraud. I want you to be prepared. Next, I want you to realize right now we have less than 75 days of this year left. If you're ever going to get $150,000 line of credit at Bank of America, Chase, US Bank, and Wells Fargo into the major banks, you have to have a 2-year corporation. Also, each division should be 2 years. So if you put it off being a procrastinator, which is the killer of dreams anyway, you're never going to get there anyway, because a lot of you have been pushing and putting things off. I'm sorry, half the people here are lazy. You want something for free. You're going to get a lot of knowledge for free, and I'll help you, but you're going to have to do some work on your own side too. All right, we're going to focus on Chapter 18. This is where they created a corporation as a legal person. So I'm going to circle that. So let's understand. You are a legal person of flesh. Ow, ow, ow. Corporation's a legal person of law, public record, not here to be CPA and attorney. So let's understand how that works. So Supreme Court says corporation's a legal person. All right, that's good, because corporations were created to receive money, all right, and pay tax when they're profitable. That's why most corporations don't pay tax, rich and famous, because they create enough debt to offset taxes. Now, I'm going to circle something here. I want you to pay attention. All right, it may sue or be sued. Now, I heard a corporation's a legal person when I was 7.5 years old at Mrs. Hope's house at a poker game. I wrote it down. They said I was weird. Probably true. Now, I was trying to get out of hell. I was being used and abused by her son, and everyone else in that family because they're just monsters. But understand, I don't want out of hell. So when I heard a corporation's a legal person, the next day I rode my bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department. Next door is a library. Man, what does this mean? I want to understand it. Okay, you hear things and you don't do your research. I'm sorry, but it's very true. So what I did is I went to the library next door. Ma'am, what does this mean? She was rude. She walked away because I'm 7.5 years old asking what a corporation means. She came back 5 minutes later. Here's a micropiece. Here's a buck. She was a real turd. Okay, she was very nice. I read the book. You've been reading the books and doing your research, going on now TikTok, Google, YouTube, and researching what you want to do. And the reality is you've been trying, some of you trying to get the fast buck or whatever. I like slow, boring, and consistent. And that's just me. So let's understand, what is a corporation again? It's a legal person. Now you got this ding dong on TikTok going, let's get all these LLCs. They came up with the CTA Act. All right. And that's basically our government, the Treasury Department. What a friggin' mess that would be. So let's understand something today. I want you to focus always on Business Professional Code 17983. Now, what happens is you didn't learn how to play the game. To me, I'm a kid. I'm 9.5 years old, going for 2 years, and I decide to send away $10. Do you have $10? It's very simple. At the time, a corporation cost $10 or $25. Well, I picked the cheap one. It was nonprofit because it was $10. I'm 9.5. What am I going to pick? So that's what I did. So understand. My first corporation, you can verify in the Secretary of State's website in California that I started Helping Hand Industries when I was 9.5. I got credit cards in the mail. See, back then everybody got credit cards in the mail for corps in person. Some of you did as well. It was 100,000. Mrs. Hope called Ted Turner, who was at that poker game in a lake, who became an attorney, and asked his little boy for a crook with 100,000 of credit. It's like, what happened? Now, I don't understand that part of it, but every action has a reaction. So Mr. Ted Turner looks at me and says, how did you do this? I explained to Ted Turner when I was 9.5 years old, basically that a SS4 has 26 ways to use it, not abuse it. Now, I also got named in the movie Dave, if you watch the movie Dave. Now, I also got in trouble at 12.5. This proves what I'm going to tell you, that a corporation doesn't protect your ass. It's when they sue it, they sue you. So let's understand. So I used the word Braille when I started the Orange County Blind Center. I was 12.5 when I got pulled into court, okay, for using the word Braille without permission. So what is our goal? Never bring the pain home. Now let's watch. The big lie I'm going to tell you flat out, it's the truth. Okay, they say corporations protect you. They do not. In most cases, they do not. So what happens is they were designed to receive money to pay tax when they're profitable. When you have a corporation and you sign or anything outside the corporation, as an example, here's 3, you pierce your veil. Okay, that's why they call it the corporate veil. When you sign for a car, when you sign for a building's lease, well, all right, when you sign for a credit card on behalf of the corporation, you pierced your veil. So when the corporation has an oh shit day, so do you. When they sue it, they sue you. Sorry, we have oh shit days. We all have that. And that's just the truth. So let's understand something a lot more as well. Corporations are to receive money, pay tax when they're profitable. A division can replace you, replace and protect you. You need to learn about division process. From there, basically, you do not sign anything with the SSN from now on. You sign it in the SS4 for each division. So there's a way to protect you even more, but that's your choice. So when I was a little kid, they kept saying, put your ducks in a row. I asked what it meant. They came back, and it's like, maybe they couldn't answer the question. They were just making up crap as they went. The lack of knowledge makes people do stupid things. I don't believe people are stupid. I believe half the world is freaking lazy. The other half follow ducks and sheep, and they do something stupid, and they have to learn how to play the game to win. So we're going to focus on a plan A, never plan B. I look at plan B for losers. Someone who settles is not going to get to million to billion. The goal is never to settle. I'm one of the few, now one of the many. I've told myself that since I was a little kid. So we're going to focus on our plan A. So let's understand today. All right, I bought my first Lamborghini. I was 14.5 years old under basically my corporation. I got $1 million in the bank. So if you want me to hold your hand, I can get you there. Okay, all right, basically I can basically get you to the point that you become a certified CFO for home and for business. Corporation structure, auto income, and what's going to happen is accomplishing the goal. You'll see that all 6 days, Monday through Saturday, I have open classes that are live all over the place. So today, live class, tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning. My millionaire group, I have $3 million of credit. My 4:30 in the afternoon, have 7. In between that, I have live classes as well. So you can play with me and ask questions all the time. Are you accomplishing the goal? I don't have excuses. So again, we get to all the goodies. I like goodies. You like goodies yet? We'll get you some too. So what do we look at is we get to know Ray Reynolds, which is me, Godfather Credit, got the nickname on KNX Radio, and Ray at raisecredit.com. You and I will build a relationship, okay? The goal is to repackage you, and I'm going to call it like Humpty Dumpty. So it's like anything else when I do coaching. Coaching is very important to me because I hope everyone in coaching, they actually get to $1 million to $5 to $10 million, and that's the goal. So when we look at extra goodies and auto income, I'm going to show you exactly when I wrote that and created it, what it actually means. Okay, you could be joining the club if you wanted to. Now, what is your ultimate goal? First of all, most people start with a goal list, but there are steps, rules, and tools behind the list. So what I like to do is I like to write the list for you. Then I want to tell you exactly what to do each week and every day. I want to clone me into you. That's all I want to do. So what happens is your goal should be 10,000, 50 to 100,000 monthly income. That's just the beginning, okay? Now, I kept doing this as a kid. I had my 22,000 payphones when I was 17 and a half. I had my 19 houses. They told me I couldn't get number 20 because of loan to value. Everything and every time there was a problem, I would create a solution legally, accounting, and law-wise. So I want you to focus on that. Now, if you want to make some money today, refer people to us. When you refer them and I announce it, it's 20% back to you. So I have people who can make $1,000 today easily. But again, that's how you can make some money, just referring people to know me, because you know at least 10 people yourself. So we played the game to win. All right. So first thing for me and you, I'd like you to look in the mirror later today. I'd like you to look in the mirror and focus on your reruns that you do every day. Almost every day you do the same thing you did the day before. Tomorrow morning, you're up an hour earlier. You need some me time. All right, come Monday, what happens every Monday? I get these lists, and I want you to think about the list. Okay, how about the probate list for cars, boats, house, apartment complex, duplex? All right, how about probate list? Divorce or bankruptcy list, or you want to sell supply and vendor credit. See, if you're going to make money, you're going to have to learn to play the game on the rules and tools. Corporation is set up. You should have $1 million of cash credit. I'll build it for you. Each division, the same thing. Then you should have supply and vendor money. And you should multiply it through the division process. If you do what you're told to do and you follow through, within 36 months, you have a $10 million company. And I'll even guarantee that. From there, if you do what I tell you to do today, it's like, don't think, just do. I want to get you the first 100,000 of credit. That's the ultimate goal. So today we're going to write down DSCR loans. Write it down. So I can show you these types of businesses, how I did real estate, flippity dippity doos, and controlling about $2 billion of real estate. It's kind of fun. So again, there's seller finance, there's Section 8, all right, there's 203K, there's all kinds of stuff, there's DSCR loans. So many ways to create money. So today, I'd like you to do something for yourself. I'd like someone to drive you around your city today. You see, I wrote the book on laundromats, dry cleaning, storage units, car washes, and all this other stuff in real estate years ago. These to me are boring, slow, and steady. So I would write down boring, slow, and steady. In other words, all right, I want to become the bank. Okay, this is $3 million of credit that I can use corporate credit to go buy a storage unit, apartment complex, gas station, Wendy's, laundromat, or something. And then I use the money. So what happens? When you've had 10,000 to 50,000 in money, you spend it, you kind of pissed it away, and you're broke the next day. You have to learn how to leverage money as well. So if somebody drives you in your city today, you're the passenger. And then look around and see all these things on every busy street, every 6 miles. My question to you is, why don't you own them? See, the owners don't run these businesses. They're an investor. There are management companies that run every one of those. So again, would you not want to become the bank? So locations. In my systems that I created 30 years ago, I find locations for people all the time. And I help them get into those locations and negotiate or argue with the escrow people. But it's up to you. As we do this, what is the first goal? Getting the keys of something that creates a cash flow. Okay, I don't care if it's $3,000 to $10,000 a month, because I can multiply it through division process. So it's like if you invest with me in something. I have 941 projects right now, and I invest in what I do. I have this basically restaurants opening. It's called Faizuli's, Colombian coffees. And what it is empanadas and arepas and great, literally Colombian and Latin food with real good coffee. I want to give Starbucks a run for their money. If you want to play in that, you could. I did a pop-up for 3 days before pandemic, and we brought in $96,000 of profit in 3 days. So again, if you want to play in something like this, you could actually be a partner in one of the locations. I'm taking all the Burger Kings, Taco Bell's, any fast restaurant with the drive-thru, and I'm redoing them for Faizuli's. Very simple. What happens is you get to invest a little bit of money, all right, and you get to win, but I get to control it all. Okay, you're not going to get in my way. I'm going to do all the work. You're just getting an income back to your corporation. So what happens is very simple. You can invest from Zelle, you can take from a credit card, whatever you want to do. Because again, if you spend $50,000 on cash, I'd rather do that on credit, so it's less than $500 a month. Investments to do some on this project would be $5,000, $10,000, and $50,000. Based on that investment, you owning part of that location. That means you're going to get $2,000 to $8,500 a month forever until you buy, I buy you out and you just want to keep it going on. Tied to irrevocable trust. So there's an opportunity. And always remember, borrow money is not taxable. So if I build you $100,000 of credit, once you take part of that to use it to buy a piece of an action of a location. So now you can play as that too. But again, all right, if you want to get involved in that, the 5, the 10, or 50, you can always Zelle, use a card. They charge 5% to use a card. That's up to you. Again, first payments were coming out in 2025. Now, what happens is you own 25% of that, up to 25% of that restaurant, that location. That means that I own 75% in one of my divisions. We're sharing that location. All right, later on we can buy each other out or whatever. And I don't like to sell anything. One of the houses that I bought when I was 17, I still own to this day in Mesa Woods. Okay, it's worth $1.9 million now. I paid $36,000 for it. So I don't like to sell things. I'm a hoarder. I keep it for almost ever. So you'll be getting 5 to 20% of that. Here I'm going to get the rest of that 75%, whatever. Now I've been partnering with people literally since 1987. And I've made millionaires and billionaires. So there's a project you could play if you wanted to. You're getting a certificate of ownership. From there, there's just another opportunity. That fee to invest is a Zelle or a credit card. You can always email you want to use a credit card. Now, here's what I like to do for people. I don't believe I can help you until I blueprint you. Okay, my call centers are going to say 3 to 6 months. That's what they're going to tell you. It takes 3 to 6 months to rebuild you, credit, blah, blah, personal business, and it's just the truth. When I get to analyze you like we're doing today, I can shorten that time up to 90 days. But again, all right, I can do it in 3 weeks if you have all your ducks in a row. Now, what is a blueprint? When I wrote down Blueprint for Success when I was a kid at 9.5, I wrote down See It, Believe It, Go Get It, the rules and tools. So let's understand. I would like to have every one of you on the phone privately and go through your past, present, and future. I would like to look at your good, bad, and ugly. Any bankruptcy, any tax liens, any problems, any Chase or American Express problems. Then I look at family. As a kid, I didn't really have one. All I did is got used and abused, and it sucks. Corporation, do you have one? How old is it? Divisions, how many of those? Irrevocable trust, we plan to live, we plan to die. We have to, we have no choice. Okay, the lack of planning is why we have probate attorneys. Okay, irrevocable trust all the way. A car, all right, a house, all right, and auto income and cash flow fee per time, which I wrote that down and own the rights to that in my book, basically 47 years ago, Winning the Game of Business. Page 6, paragraph 3 says cash flow fee per time, even though someone else tried to use it too, but he filed bankruptcy as well. All right, so we have to learn to play. A blueprint call, I always like the partner of life. On the phone, it takes an hour to do this call, up to 1 hour. Now, coaching programs, my coaching programs, everybody gets to millionaire. Everybody. As long as they do what they're told to do, millionaire is easy. Again, between on Saturday morning at 6 in the morning, 3 million plus, 4:30s or 7 million plus, and during that day, I have classes as well. I like goodies, company cars. We call these the twins. So auto income, write it down and focus on that. All right, extra offers as well. Everybody in my coaching is my office. That means their files in my office. I'm maintaining it personally, and I'm analyzing it every 7 days. And I'm on the phone with these people in coaching with their list, and I'm telling you exactly what to do. If you cannot be told what to do and follow through, this is not a program for you. Because I don't want you to think, I just want you to do what I tell you to do after I blueprint you to get to millionaire. That's all I want you to do. It's that easy. Now take a picture of this page. This is auto income. My 22,000 payphones, my laundromats, my dry cleaners, all right, from here, my storage units, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, gas stations, parking structures, EV charging stations, car wash, real estate, all right, under divisions. These are things that I've always invested in 47 years that created up to 3.7 billion of corporate structure. All right, 2.6 billion at 26. So you might just want to listen a little bit on that too as we play this game. What is it again? Playing the game of business. That's our ultimate goal, is playing the game of business as we do this. So it's very important to us. And of course, the system wants to think for a second. It has to do something, right? Okay. Now, what happens is every walk of life, as we're trying to do things, very important. Okay, this is Glenn. Glenn lives in his car for 3 years, feeling sorry for himself. I pull him out of that, rebuild him, house, business, and car. From there, we look at Freeway Ricky Dicky Ross. After 20 years in prison, what do I get him? I get him 3 unlimited American Express cards for $1 million each. Thomas in prison for 26 years. Brand new dump trucks within 6 months. Michael, God rest his soul. From there, we have Arnold. We have basically President of the United States of America, Mr. Bill Clinton, corporations, Fishborn's Mama Sweeter. All right, she's kind of fun. And then I also did 2 corporations for Ronald Reagan a long time ago. Nancy said, just say no. And I'm the one who created Teach Our Children, became the DARE program. Very simple. As we play this, there's Costner. All right, Giovanni for Pixar. From there, college professor, Biola University. From there, Superman for Gold's Gym. Kirk Van, God rest his soul. And she's got a $1.2 million that I did for her as well, for her videos on Google as well. What is my point here? Every one of them is a different walk of life. Okay, I'm also the incorporator for Lakers, Dodgers, Clippers, and Angels as well. I believe what you did, because you didn't learn rules and tools, you basically said, honey, we're going to start a business, kitchen table with you and your family. All right, we're going to start a business, and we're going to do what? We're going to jack up our credit, drop our score, be stupid, can't get any more, hawk our house, and hurt ourselves and our family. Sorry, is that what you did? Yeah, you all did. So again, what do we learn? Rules and tools. I will give you problem and solution simultaneously because I believe there's a solution for everything. Again, never bring the pain home. If you allow me to add you to my credit system that I set up years ago in the 80s and part 90s when I'm helping Yarborough and Hesperian, all right, it's very simple. I can get you up to millions of dollars of credit in history. Now, these are 5 islands in Huntington Harbor. have properties in all 5 islands at the time, and my $5 million mansion there as well. So next year, I have a brand new radio and TV show coming up. So the reality is I'm going to have all kinds of fun stuff, and we're going to be going nationwide. So here is the Reynolds University. All right, this is where I was totally proud of myself finally, after all the years and the crap I went through. All right, in 2009, One Technology Drive, Irvine Spectrum. Okay, it's 22,000 square foot building. So here's winning the game of business that I created basically 47 years ago, and from my company called Repackage in America. Again, page 6, paragraph 3, cash flow for you per time. Now, there is a full blueprint that I created, how step by step to get to Millionaire Corporation. Again, it's called Winning the Game of Business. Then it's a Millionaire's Founders Kit, and it's a blueprint for success, the #1 info commercial years ago as well. I sold the 12 books and CDs at the Bonaventure down, Los Angeles for 32 years for $5,000 a set. All right, there I am. Didn't matter. I'm worth $3.7 billion in corporate structure 2009. We took one of my yachts in the backyard. I got 3 at the time with a group of people to watch the fireworks. No problem. Well, someone had a virus and gave it to me. I'm in the hospital the next day. Okay, my wife's freaking out, calling the office. He's in a coma. He's going to die. Ron drives a U-Haul truck to the office to steal my books and CDs. Tom, my IT manager, all right, basically wanted to sell my websites and phone numbers to the highest bidder since I have 50 million people in my database. The highest bidder at the time is a porn site. So please never call the phone number on the CDs. But my point is, all right, when I think people are going to help, what do they do instead? All right, my tax attorney came to the hospital and tricked my wife to sign a POA. One signature, I lost $3.7 billion. Okay, if you want a copy of the Millionaire's Founders Kit, all you do is call the office at 1-800-254-9506. They will give you a Millionaire's Founders Kit, 12 books and CDs for $4.99. If you did it during the broadcast with me, it is a Zelle only. All right, and what you do is use Zelle, and it's $299. Now, I have a 3-day event coming up. All right, what they did is they want me to have a new audience and use part of this for the commercials for basically the new credit hour coming nationwide. So what happens is we're allowing 25 people to come in person. The rest will be online. So it's 3 days and going through the 1,000 steps with me. Okay, basically it's early sign up. You get to save some money. So write down the date. It's October 25th, 26th, 27th. Okay, this is basically 9 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's how it works. So if you want to reach your highest goal ever, let me know, because I reach all mine. From there, the real estate system for billionaires, financial system, buckets of money, tax balancing, very simple. The office will sell those to you for $9.99. Used to sell them for $10,000 a set. From there, I get them away for $4.99. All books and CDs, if you don't have them already, would be yours as a gift if you sign up for the summit, which is a 3-day event. So now I'd like you to take a picture. Okay, this will be held in Riverside, California at the Marriott. And what's going to happen is, all right, based on what you want. Do you want 100,000 in credit, 50, 25, or 10? It'll be up to you. All right, would you like? There's 4 levels to get this. Very simple. All right, we're going to give you level 1, 2, and 3 in specialties. It's a Zelle. So again, if you want to join us from $2,000 above, even all my classes, it would cost you $5,000 for that. And the books and CDs is all yours for as little as $19.99 up to $5,000. It is a Zelle situation only. So I believe most of you are stuck. So let's get you unstuck, because I like goodies. All right. The goal is to analyze, write down analyzation. When I analyze someone's case, I can tell them exactly what needs to be done and how quick we can get it done. Then you have to be part of the program. This happens usually within 90 working days. Spearing, Equifax, TransUnion. But this is, you have to be part of this. You have to understand, I need your help to do this. That's how it works. We analyze on Friday and Saturday. Fridays are 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, I guarantee what I say I'm going to do. I carry a $2 million policy, if you know, products and everything else policy. So that means you have to pay attention. You have to be part of the program. You will sign this agreement. Give me a limited power of attorney. What's going to happen is if you violate, there's only 2 rules. Do not apply for credit during the program, all right, because that would crash your wrapper, rescore, and cancel the history and screw it all up. Do not jack up your credit cards. That's it. That's it. So again, as long as you abide by the rules. If you don't, all right, and you apply, you crash your rapid, you lose the history, you screwed it all up, and everything I was doing for you, it's like it collapsed, even the wrapper rescore. So I will charge you another fee, all right, or I'll just close your case. Keep in mind, I do these things for free for people, all right, and when they first sign up, I will not do the second one when they screw up. Now, we write down today's date. We focus on 90 working days because we work our tail off for the 90 working days because you're going to get ahead of the game. So there I am in that coma, all right. My tax attorney tricks my wife to send a POA. The nurse asked my wife if I was a donor. Gonna rip out my heart, take it away. I was given a chance and a choice to stay in peace or go back. I said go back. Very simple. So we're not going to talk about all your little excuses. Me, I moved 24 times by the time I'm 11.5 years old. Kind of sucked. I've been shot. I've been knifed. I have no excuses. Neither do you. Okay? Been in 2 comas so far. 1 crippled. Jesus said, get up. I got up. Last one, they're working on me. Died. Still come back to help you. So my biggest oh shit day in my life, and I call it oh shit, so forgive me. Don't want to offend anybody. But again, all right, 15 years ago, 1 signature stole $3.7 billion. Again, one of my books is called Bullshit Doesn't Pay Your Bills. Debt consolidation, it's a scam. Not the way it used to be, like Credit Karma, or the credit reports used to say Consumer Credit Counseling. That was my company. They don't do that now. It's all a bunch of crap, crooks stealing money. So again, be careful. Bankruptcy, again, if you're thinking about that, let me talk to you before, because I'll show you alternative ways not to hurt your family more. And that would be important to understand. I look at it as God's gift. All right, as a kid, out of a trash can being used and abused. Then I got to buy mansions in Huntington Harbor. I get to put my race boats and my yachts in my backyard. My Duffy to take the wife for the Captain Jack's on Friday or Saturday. The big $100 million buildings and Lamborghinis. I like Lamborghinis. Now I need you to do some work. Can you write down driver's license, insurance, registration, please? I need you to understand. I'm going to try to repackage your whole life if you allow me to. I want you to do it my way to create millions and billions. So right now, if you get pulled over by a police officer or in a bumpity-bump accident, driver's license, insurance, registration, you keep giving this stuff that has your home address on it, and I call that stupid. You're not stupid. What you're doing is stupid. Privacy Act says you can use driver's license, insurance, registration, PO box or mailbox, etc. Protect your privacy. I like goodies. I want to accomplish goals, okay? From here, it's me in 1981, highest and fastest kick on planet Earth. So white men do jump, stupid people say we don't. From there, I'm just having fun. Guinness Book of Records guy came in, pissed me off, and I kicked out the lights. That's me jumping between 13 feet of lights. You understand? Okay? Jumping and kicking at the lights because the guy pissed me off. So let's have no excuses. You can accomplish every goal you've ever had. Every goal. It's a mindset. Now, one of the things, research after coma, I found out my grandfather's Richard Bishop. Okay, maybe that's why I can kick so high. I was kicking the door jam at 10, and at Tewico Junior High, I kicked the basketball hoop, and they took a newspaper saying white men can jump. Richard Bishop, my grandfather, won the Olympics in '32. In Los Angeles, they called him Coach Bishop. For Roosevelt High, the reality is He didn't give a shit about me either. Okay? So the word no does not mean no. You heard no, you knew it wasn't no, but you accepted it. What are we going to do? We're going to plan the problem. So today, if you don't have a Credit Karma, get one. Understand Spearing.com is good as well. They're all good. Our new dashboards I'm creating should be better than any of them. We want to look at your credit. There's no phone number to help you in Credit Karma. From there, LifeLock. I need you to basically understand something. We hear them on all the radio and TV. They've been indicted 6 times. Their last indictment's $100 million. All I can tell you is to be careful. Credit repair is against the law. Let's get out our bullshit meter. This is my magic wand. I don't have one. So let's understand the truth. The Federal Trade Commission says credit repair is a fraud. They say they're not allowed to collect money up front, but they do it all the time. You have the Credit Organization Act says the same thing. Now, I need you to write down Section 611. This way, if you write it and Google it, you'll find out what you can do for yourself. Now, we look at the Credit Repair Cloud. August 8, 2024, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau indicted them. Daniel here will have to pay $3.7 million. He might even go to jail and shut down his whole bullshit company. You got a guy on TikTok, well, if you're not doing this and making $100,000, I'll teach you to get in credit repair business. He's being just as stupid. But again, they get them all, no matter what. So what do we look at? Remember, if you have a debt collection, you might have to negotiate it. You're not here to rip off your creditor. They have not charged it off. It's called man up, woman up. When we plan the problem, we have to write down safety credit. We cannot back ourselves in a corner anymore. It's line of defense. As we create a line of defense, okay, let's understand 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. I designed the whole thing years ago with Yarborough, and I was showing him what I wanted to create. It has not changed. From there, let's understand next. If all cards fluctuate, which they do, that means all cards need to use that sticky to 29% rule. What do? We make sure we have the American Express Gold and Platinum personal cards because they don't fluctuate at all. This means they don't fluctuate, so the next time you have an emergency, you got to jack up a card, you know what card to actually jack up. It won't bring your score down. So when you understand 750 score from now on, forever. Again, these are Ray's rules and tools. That's what I created years ago, over 40 years ago, to help people. And I've been teaching that rules and tools for 47 years. Now, if you didn't learn it before now, where the hell you been? Here's a $100 million building, $1 million Lamborghini, $5 million mansion, $1 million race boat. I obtained all of this. Why didn't you? So again, you might have to negotiate a debt or two. Next thing, we're going to use rapid refresh. So let's write down rapid score I created 42 years ago with Yarborough and Stokes. Did that for mortgage companies. Write down rapid refresh. This is where we get to block crappy credit, push the scores up and away, and try to create what's called green lights and possibilities for new credit to basically go over to your credit, kind of balance the debt a couple of different ways. You have to balance it. Again, I call this the KISS method, which means keep it simple, stupid. We're going to analyze your credit. That's our goal. Once I analyze, I can tell you exactly what it takes for you to do your part, I do my part. Okay? Rapid's going to block. Here's a 510. Now it's 757. Okay, that's the goal. Because we help rebuild them, and they have to be part of the program. Here's a 651. No green lights. Rapid, what did I create? Millions of dollars of green lights, and I got them up to the $1 million of credit. Person, sorry, their problem is they wanted to ask a question to a bankruptcy attorney. He sold them a bankruptcy. Now, you have another 2 people on TikTok that talk about secure credit cards. Let's understand, I'm an affiliate, 119 creditors. I can pop you a card without a secure credit card always. Okay, always, I'm going to say. This person filed bankruptcy. Here's an unsecured card for $500. If you had to get a secure card, ever, you always go for Open Sky card. Write down opensky.com. There's no inquiry. These ones on TikTok say get the inquiry. All right, go get the Capital One secured. That's inquiry stuff. Again, I thought they were trying to build you up, not tear you down. So they're doing the opposite. Here is 11 collection accounts laid on their car payment. Here's $3,000. Again, we have to balance our scores. We have to balance the debt. We can't be a bunch of crooks. So this program only works for real serious people. Okay, and that's what you have to do is follow through. 96 points in 3 days. Rapid rescore always pushes to 750 as long as you do what you're told to do. Can you do that for yourself and me? And I'll guarantee it. If it doesn't work, I'll give you $1 million keys to a Lamborghini, okay? I'll put my money where my mouth is. Let's see if you will. Rapid rescore. I pay for all clients in the beginning out of my pocket to do their first one. I will not pay for the second one. When you apply for credit, screw up the program or jack up your cards, that's on you. So don't ever ask me to pay the one you screw up. That's fair, right? So if you want a rapid rescore that's normally $500 because you want to continue it or do it to push your scores up, you can get it for 90 days for $299 as long as it is Zelled during this presentation. If not, you call the office and then they will give you the normal price. If you want it rapid basically for 6 months, it is $598. Okay, if you wanted a year, it is $999. These prices are only Zelle capability, period. If it's not a Zelle, forget it. Again, that's up to you as well. As we do that, there's your Zelle. You take a picture. Remember, Zelle was purchased by the 6 #1 banks on July 6, 2022. That's why they can shut down locations. They don't need them anymore. If we analyze you today, I would tell you we'd analyze you first at a rapid rescore. I would tell you you're going to go to class Friday or Saturday and learn things. 750 score. I would charge you normally $999 for rebuild and rapid. $500 each. Give you $1,000 card back. During this broadcast, I actually cut it in half price and I pay for the rapid rescore for you. If you do what you're told, all right, you will maintain a 750 score for the rest of your life. And it's that simple. All right. From here, if you have a corporation, I'll rebuild it if you want. If not, I'll hand you one for free. You pay your filing fee. We're going to call it a millionaire in the making. Millionaire in the making, MIM. Rebuild your credit, setup. Setup is normally on Fridays and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. When you invest $900, $999, I give you $5,000 of credit. Give you 5 times your investment. $24.99, $25,000. The goal is to give you up to 5 times your money back. Analyzation, add history, pop credit. We want to make it as simple as possible. Again, that opportunity, workshops for 90 days. It is a Zelle now. There's your Zelle if you want that opportunity. As we do this, I need you to do some work. You're always going to be assigned to do something for yourself as well. I want you I'm willing to sacrifice a division. Remember, Nixon took the gold standard out August in 71. Yes, 1977. So that's how they did it. So he took the gold standard out. And then it was August 1st, 1971. Sorry. From here, sometimes the brain works too fast. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not to corp in my family. Write it down. I have no intent to do fraud. So a division is something you could actually get rid of, protect the corp in your family. You didn't do 3 divisions of you. You didn't plan the problem. And when it happened, it kicked your assets. We have to basically always think about having our cake and eat it too, raise rules, become a certified CFO, never bring the pain home. Here's the form you didn't pay attention to, and I'm going to say all of you. This form is called an SS5 form. You were told at 14 to 16 to get this filled out, Social Security. Just get your job. Okay. Well, the SS5 equals SSN in 1040. That is tracking your tax return. So again, you didn't pay attention to this, and every woman at the hospital has to do this within 2 hours after delivering a baby. Here's the SS4. All right, so both IRS, banks, grocery stores, and cities, bankrupt branches and locations, they're called subsidiaries. Read line 1 to yourself, please, right now. It says legal name of entity or individual person. The IRS created only one form, all right, for credit and banking purposes. It was the SS4. So if we understand how to play the game to win with no intent to do fraud, so every entity will be able to get a tax ID. What does that mean? Tax ID creates debt and creates credit files. It says banking and credit purposes in front of you. That's per entity. I invented division process 8586. So what this means here, for instance, all right, when I created cash flow free per time, I had $53 million of credit cards. They're shrinking my limits. They're making me panic. What are they doing? When I found out I could loan out money, every $50,000 I loaned out, I got $2,400 a month positive cash flow. So when I created positive cash flow to free up my time, that's what I was doing. That's where I actually created it. So here at division, we have 89 ways to use the division, by the way. In my book called Buckets of Money, Tax Balancing, Become the Bank, this is what you're allowed to do, what I did. I created my first matrix, is $4.6 million, and I created 41 divisions, and I loaned out the money. It was $190,000 plus a month. So again, all right, the assets behind were $1.1 billion. So it gives me the ability to what? Create a cash flow free up my time. So let's understand it's $190,000 a month, which nowadays will be almost $9,000 a month. Again, that was since 1998. So I'd like you to write down credit, loan, and money. Okay, credit, loan, and money. So if we build credit, turn it to a loan, we can make a bunch of money. Okay, your corporation should be a management company. You should never let the corporation do business. If it does, when they sue it, they sue you. If it's a management company, it's managing divisions for franchise and apartment complex. That's the ultimate goal, what I created well over 30 plus years ago, teaching the world how to do this. Again, financial freedom, $10,000 to $100,000 a month. So let's say today you wanted to get some extra credit for you or your corporation. The office is going to charge you 10%. For $25,000, it's $2,500. During a broadcast with me, you can get it for $14.99 as long as you Zelle within the next 10 minutes. If you basically want that, but if it's up to you. If you want $50,000, normally $5,000, all right, what happens now? It's $29.99 if it was Zelled in the next 10 minutes. Very simple. $100,000, normally $10,000. If you basically Zelle $4,999, you can basically get that right away as well. It's up to you. Everything we do is going to be Zelle, 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 so understand Zelle. So here we want to put our ducks in a row. You have a corp, great. You don't have one, here's one for free. You pay your filing fee. What is it? Solution. Problem and solution, no problem. We have to stop bringing the pain home, okay? That's what everyone does. They bring the pain home. That's not acceptable. We have to put our ducks in a row. We have to repackage ourselves. You know this. You brought the pain home 10 times to you, and if you don't repackage you the right way in a different way, you keep having the same damn rerun. We have to stop the rerun, okay? That's called a corporate umbrella. Now, we go back to a corporation is a legal person. What do? Banks, grocery stores, and cities, bankrupt locations, write it from their taxes. We, the people, are allowed to have divisions under a corporation and it's a legal person. So we'd have more chances to try. We can look at a division for a shopping center, Lucky's, supermarket, grocery store, Wendy's, all right, all these other things years ago. And what do we have? Tenants, unfortunately. Controlling about $2 billion of real estate's okay. Problem is you have some shitty tenants. Sorry to say, but it's true. A division, we can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and put it over here. In other words, if we have a bad location, there's a problem. Right now, you've allowed yourself to be the duck and the sheep. You should have did it through the division process. Again, we're going to have a bad tenant. We got to plan the problem. We're going to create a defensive circle. All right, understand, line of defense. What happens? I'm willing to sacrifice a what? Division, never the corp in my family. Now, coming out of that coma for me, all right, we were broke, we were homeless, and I'm walking with an oxygen tank in 2011. My first thing to my wife is, all right, take me over to Mark's place. His family owns a place called Jewelry Mark right off the freeway. I said, I'll be right back, honey. I go inside, walking with my oxygen tank. I come back to the car and she says, where's your wedding ring? Where's your Rolex? Where's your necklace and your bracelet? Honey, they're being cleaned. I lied to my wife. I would lie to her today if I have to protect her. It's my job. So let's understand, because I had 3 divisions of me, 5 closet divisions for the corporation, I built myself over $1 million of cash credit in less than 6 weeks. You see, I've been collecting this stuff for years, over 60 million. This is the one for Dun & Bradstreet. This is the corporate one, okay? This is one for personal credit. I keep it organized. But again, what are we looking to do? Get past go. I bought my wife her next dream house. So Experian, literally, with TRW, became Experian in the dashboards that I helped design. TransUnion just copied our shit. So this is tax ID and division process. This is about $500 million of goodies. Would you like some of them? It's up to you. When you see 2 cars and 2 buildings, what do you see? See, I see 1,013 divisions. I see when you buy a car, you allow them to run your credit 9 times plus, and you got sweated for 5 hours. You didn't control the meeting. You basically let them sweat you for 5 hours. It's ridiculous. You sign that piece of paper in front of that car dealership, any given time. Next to your signature, you write down what allows one inquiry, you take a picture. You could have controlled it then. Unfortunately, you don't control things. All right, you follow like ducks and chiefs in most cases. So let's understand from now on, we're going to buy cars at fleet price. Now, today, a car, registered owner, is a duck and a sheep. When we look at buying a car or trading one in right now, let's write it down. Every item you want, every goal has steps behind it to achieve it. Cars are fleet price tax ID division. Very simple. Fleet price tax ID division. House and car. If you lose it, you don't want to put 2 people on the loan anyway, but don't worry if you lose it, what happens next? The creditor reports it to the IRS as a 1099-C. So now you have double shitty credit because you didn't plan the problem. Again, planning the problem. A car is division, lease signing division, corporate house, money, S is 4. Under the Fair Lending Act, 1 card can get to 99 more cards. Would you really like $100 million of credit? All right, that's obtainable. But again, why do we look at corporate credit? For a reason. Number 1, it's all the damn write-off. Interest rate and credit card. Can't do that personally. It's free money. Okay, I can write it all off. From there, I'm not hurting my family. And I'm creating division process for the line of defense. And I'm never going to bring the pain home. In other words, you build a legacy. If I rebuild you today, I'm going to ask you to allow me to get you the Spark Green card, 100,000 and 2 sisters for 30. That's 160. I'm going to ask you, would you like me to do it 9 more times? I'll do that for you. Again, would you like the B of A, the Wells Fargo, the Inc., the Gold? So every division can multiply credit cards and build up to $1 million of credit. There's only 10 cards I like anyway. So if we did these first 5 up to 5 million, what would the next thing be? We'd want to go to the bank because they have checkbook money up to 150, as long as you have a 2-year corporation or divisions. So what do? Here's my 5 favorites that give up to the 250. And that's basically checkbook money. Remember, your projection should be $5.4 million because your divisions justify it. And you should actually build that much as well. Divisions, process, and it basically justifies. So every entity builds more credit. You become a certified CFO. If you want division processes, understand it. My dashboard immediately takes the history I have and establishes a division with the name you give me that you name your division. Okay, no problem. When we daisy chain credit, after the fact, you'll need a tax ID. So if you want me to create credit files for your divisions, you let me know. I put 2,000 of history to each one of them. Okay, under the corporate umbrella. Each division at the office is $4.99, 3 for $14.97. All right, again, you got 3 for $9.99 today and 9 for $24.99. Again, today, if it was done during the webinar, I'm going to double the number for the same price. You'll get 6 for $9.99. You get 18 for $24.99 if it is a Zelle. There's once again is your Zelle information. Now, I do specialty classes every Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning in rotation. This Saturday, it will be daisy chaining of credit from 1 card into 99 more cards. If you want classes all next year, all right, each class, usually it's $1,500 every 90 days. There's level 1, 2, and 3 in specialty. To buy a year's of class is $16,000. If it was done today for $1,999, you're going to get all of next year's classes for that very inexpensive price. But it's up to you. It is a Zelle. As we do this, when we analyze your credit, for instance, Analyzation. Let's grab one of the ones we worked on today. This one I popped them on a limited American Express card. Analyzation sheet. We call it an investigation sheet. Looks like this. You, if you're being analyzed today, not only received a phone call yesterday, but you also got the analyzation sheet in your email. You should have it in front of you. I'm going to ask questions. For instance, when it comes to Capital One, we don't know which one you got. See, on the cards, it doesn't tell us on the dashboard of the credit bureaus, is it a Venture, Venture 1, Quicksilver, Quicksilver 1, or Platinum? Anything with a 1 is because you have lesser credit than better credit. So what's going to happen come Monday, someone's going to call you. So we analyze you, you get told, you get a phone call, we push, we'd like communication, and now I'm going to go through the files with you. All right, we call it your case number. Again, what type of Capital One do you have? If you've ever screwed up American Express or Chase, we need to know this because they don't forgive you. Here's Chase saying too much available credit. Again, they don't like that as well. So as an affiliate, 119 creditors, no problem. You can be authorized user, just get them out of the way, or trade lines. For some of you, you buy trade lines. Trade lines are fraud. You bought some history, it says zero balance for $30,000. And then you tell everybody under penalty of perjury when you apply for credit, it's your credit. It's not. It's a lie. Isn't that fraud? Again, what did we look at today? 96 points up and away in 3 days. If those points go up, creates green lights. So points go up, green lights. Okay, understand. What is our goal? To balance our debt. When we look at rapid rescore, again, they're all 750 and above. All right, it is $4.99. You didn't Zelle earlier for the $2.99 or the cheaper one for the year. All right, that means you don't get it now. You had 10 minutes to do it. All right, the bottom line is that 10 minutes are up. The $4.99 is Zelle now. So we're going to tell you the truth. Some people don't like the truth. But again, I'm going to show you exactly what I need you to do to help me get you to 750. Okay, today, if you did the $499, they discount it because it's normally $999. That means you're going to get up to $1,000 of cash credit. $499, you're getting $500. If you paid in full, if you didn't pay in full, then there's no credit. All right, it's very simple. We don't make a penny on credit rebuilding. So as we look at these pieces, it's very important. New corporation. If you upgrade for another $499, which you didn't pay yet, we'll hand you a free corporation. You pay your filing fee. We will literally get you the tax ID, and we'll basically put you in level 1 and set it for 90 days with me. Next, and we're going to hand you $5,000 of credit. All right, 5 times to 10 times your money back, because that's what it should be. As we do this, simple, but that's if you're in credit rebuilding, you want to upgrade your package today. The goal is corps and divisions. So here is 5342. Again, this is the number of a case. It is 5342, and we're looking at their credit file. And what we have to look at is Experian, Equifax. All right, in the near future, we're adding even the Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion all into one. So let's understand. Brandon is your specialist. See, this is going up, up, and away. This is a rapid refresh. Here's a client that has collections, and their cards are kind of jacked up. Again, we went after and pushed up the score. Okay, it's not there yet. It's getting there. So let's understand. No inquiry is good. Keep it that way. Here's an authorized user, American Express, which means you got a blue or somebody giving you a card. Okay, it'll show up on your credit file. The Open Sky, you don't need that. Okay, as long as you have more than one account, why'd you get Open Sky? I would like you to call, cancel Open Sky, and get rid of it. Get you back your $300. See, Open Sky is great. There's no inquiry if you need it. By the way, you don't need it. So let's look at these are paid. We're going to remove these. Here's an old one that's not paid from GS Bank. Okay, so we got to position this right. Now, this person is a millionaire in the making. MIM is millionaire in the making. You want $50,000 of credit. Brandon's your specialist. Great. You signed up on 7/2/2024. And then all of a sudden we have basically a new account here. See, there's no inquiry, but there's a new account. Why? Because they report, but they don't get an inquiry. So I'm going to tell you to get rid of this. You don't need it. I'm also going to say the American Express authorized user, you really don't need it either. I'm going to pop you your own card if you want. But again, it's up to this person if they want to listen. Any problem American Express or Chase? It says yes, American Express, says no in Chase. So we're going to lean more to Chase. Currently, you have no green lights. So that means as we build this up, we will create green lights and we'll get you basically that $50,000 to $100,000 of credit. Not hard to do, but again, it's going to be up to you. That is 5342. We have 5526. Here we have no fluctuation besides down. Here we have fluctuation a little bit up and down show. You look at the graph, we push the graph in the number, we open up Credit Karma, it shows us, all right, how it's went up. All right, that graph to me, I like it. It makes a lot of sense. So your goal is on your corporation or you is checking out, are you a CFO status or not? This is a person with a 681, 684. They just signed up. They're a rapid, doesn't say any credit. So A, I have to double check because if there's credit, it should be there. If not, then they don't get credit. But again, there's Discover at 47%. If this person took these 4 cards and balanced all of this, their score would be a 710 and probably about 30 green lights to get credit possibilities. Again, that's up to this person. That is 5526. They have an inquiry, all right, right after they sign up. Please don't do that. You might have crashed your rapid rescore. Okay, again, we don't want you to do that because it hurts what we're trying to accomplish. And that's the goal, not to bring the pain home. Here's 5525. Next one. Remember on Credit Karma, just click on the number. It'll give you a graph. I call it the up and down show. Because what happens is people play the up and down because they don't understand the rules and the tools. Again, that's our ultimate goal as we do all these pieces. Let's go back to the one I had. The computer's kind of going crazy on its own a little bit. All right, so 5526. 5526. Here's a person. All right, they want basically a rebuilt. There's no bonus card, like I said. All they have to do is balance this, and I can push them up to 750. They have an inquiry. Please don't do inquiries. Rapid is in place. Hopefully, it doesn't cancel it. These are green lights, ladies and gentlemen. Very good, excellence across the board. So this person here, number 5526, if you paid attention and you wanted 100,000 of credit, I can pop this in 4 weeks for you. But again, depends. Oh, I don't want that. Then that's up to you. Once again, we got to ask these questions. 5525, 5525. Your specialist Christopher. 455, 447. Worst case we had during pandemic was a 240, believe it or not. Someone just came out of prison. There's a lot of collections here. I'm always looking for American Express or Chase, okay, as we look at different things to see who got screwed up. Here we're jacked up on little dinky cards. Unfortunately, you don't have real big ones. Right in the bottom, a couple. Even this is $1,500. From here, 7,000. Again, these are dinky. Luckily, that's good because you can pay them down. In the future, American Express, Gold, or Platinum Personal, and on top of that, getting cards at 5,000 to 10,000. It's easier to maintain the 29% rule. They just signed up on 8/12. They needed to let it run its course for 60 days, so you want to get rid of all these to charge off or get rid of them as soon as possible. That is 5525. Here's 5524. Once again, we look at the graph because you click the number at Credit Karma, it gives you the heartbeat of credit. I like the graph because I want to know what it's doing. That is literally the heartbeat of a credit file. So we look at one, that's it, green light. Okay, we look at these jacked up. This one, all right, it's a little card anyway. This person could balance all this right away. Again, there's a lot of collections. There's a bankruptcy. From 2009 around to the record, get rid of and things to be done. There's 5524, 5523. We have another 13 bankruptcy. Understand? All right, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is known as straight 7. All right, it's basically a straight bankruptcy is what it is. Okay, 13's repayment plan, 3 to 5 years. 7 will stay in your credit file up to 10 years, unless you know how to remove it. 13 is up to 7 years. A dismissed bankruptcy, 7 years as well. But keep in mind there's ways to seal it and remove it legitimately if you know what you're doing. From there, it's very simple as we go through this process. Here we have late payment, all right, PayPal. The late payments are the worst thing you can do to your credit file because it immediately drops the score. Here's a rapid till 12/23. We have a couple green lights here, and we're kind of flatlined, a little bit of fluctuation, not much. So the rapid just got put in place. All right, it's going to give you more results in about 2 or 3 weeks. Here we're late. Please be on time. Please understand on a late payment, we cannot dispute a late payment on anything like a credit card revolving credit. I know on TikTok you see some ding dong going, you can dispute and remove your late payment from Capital One. Yeah, you can, as long as you don't mind them closing the account. Again, I'd rather have you 3 months ahead of game on time. Then we can go around it. Again, this is what happens in life. So again, the PayPal, please pay it. Okay, if not, it's going to charge off and screw things up. These are little dinky cards anyway. Okay, balance it all across the board. Pay this, and let's push it to 700 score. But again, it doesn't say they get credit. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'll have them check the files on Monday. This is 5523. 5523. 5527. Seems like you don't have a Credit Karma, you have Experian.com. I prefer the Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. I like Credit Karma, but it's up to you. We're going to use whatever you're a member of or what do you have. Credit Karma is free, which is great. So we look at Christopher as the specialist, rebuilt. You just signed up an 8-8. Your score hasn't fluctuated yet. And luckily, these are all little ones anyway. Okay, and this is one big one anyway. So we're going to go after these things, see if they'll charge off. Here we have a public record, circuit court, and we have no inquiry. You are Finger Hut, 100%. Okay, and first Premier, that's the first worst card on planet Earth. Okay, no problem. So here we have scores. Let Rapid run its course for 60 to 90 days. It'll push you past 600 and maybe negotiate a debt or two. Let's rebuild this. Any problem, American Express or Chase? We're always going to ask that question because we need to know the answer. That is 5527. Here's 5081. 5081. All right, unfortunately, we're going to ask about Chase American Express. This one's obvious. You have 2 Chase, you screwed up. Again, unfortunately, that's what happens. It's a rebuild of $500, okay? So you get a bonus card because you paid in full. We're going to dispute. Go after these things as well. You have Discover. All right, literally says no balance. And basically here, a furniture store. All right, we can build credit to this with no score, but again, what is our game plan? Because here, all right, you signed up in February. What would you like us to do? Okay, we want to reach out to you. Keep in mind, Brandy is your specialist. She is our floor supervisor. She will reach out to you on Monday as well. 4989, we look at Rapid Rescore working, but now it's playing the up and down show. Here we go again, over here and over there, 31 points. So let's look at what happened here. Santos, our floor manager, is the specialist. This is his client, rebuilt $500 card. So we signed up on 12/29. You basically dropped your score here. What happened? Here's these collections that they took off. Well, again, if they're not pushed off or charged off, eventually you have to negotiate a debt or two because they don't go away. Capital One, if you have a Capital One, all of you, go to Capital One on their dashboard, sign in, actually going to pay it. Before you pay it, look in the right-hand side, says I want. Click I want, opens another page. Second to the bottom to the left, it gives you the chance to increase your limits. It's better to increase your limits every 46 days than to wait till when you need them. But again, it's up to you, all right, how you do it through that process. Here we have a Rapid that ends on 7.5. Okay, they need a Rapid. They've been playing the up and down show. So this is going to go the opposite, go down, crash and burn. So I would tell this person, get a new Rapid. All right, keep the no inquiries. And let's go after these things here. And let's get you the bonus card. Let's pay this down to 29%. And I can push you to 750 right away. That's up to that person. It's just 49.89. Here's 5241. 5241. All right, Ray, I understand. All right, what an SSN is. All right, but how do we use the SS for and its place in most applications require it? Every application under the Fair Lending Act gives you the choice. Once you know how to set up the credit file, you have the choice of using an ITIN, which gets you a W7, literally to the SS4 to the SSN. Again, these are things to learn. You got to go to class. That's what it's all about. So the goal is very simple. So when you learn in classes, that's what you do. Pretty simple. So 5241, this person can balance all this easily. Get rid of the terminated accounts. When it says terminated account or authorized user, those are just in the way, especially when they're, all right, literally 0%. Here's my point. These are trade lines. This is bullshit. Sorry, it's just the truth. 25,000, 0, 20,000, 30, 20. No, this is crap. This isn't this person's credit, okay? Because all their cards are usually $500 to $1,000. Again, Navy, great. If you have Navy, I can position you for $30,000 loan. Thank you for your service, or whoever got you the Navy with the access code. Again, what do? We have to rebuild this person. They get a bonus card, Brandon's your specialist. That's 5241. 5241. Here's 5088. Then we look at rebuilt, they get a bonus card, no problem. Brandy, basically one of our supervisors for the floor, is the manager. You sign up on 2/18. No inquiries, keep it that way. We have a paid one and 2 unpaid. They're small anyway, but again, this is American Express authorized user. So here's a person who literally has no credit at all. Authorized user is not even their cards. Okay, this is at 31%. I would pop them 3 starter cards at 500 to 1,000, put a balance, so the next card's 5,000 to 10. See, there's a science behind that away again. How we play, 50, 88. But again, that's what you have to look at as well. Okay, any problem American Express or Chase, need to know. You have no green lights. We pushed it up, it brought it down. Very simple. Here's 5531. 5531. So we have Christopher is basically your specialist. Doesn't show bonus credit. We'll look at that again. But here was pushing you up, now bringing you down. We're playing the Push Me Pull Me show. Okay, it's supposed to be good to 12/23, 2024. See, when they jacked up the credit, what happened to the score? Plop. That's the goal. If they balance this, I can push this person literally to 100,000 of credit, all right, within 90 days or less, and they're gonna have fun. They have a Chase, they have American Express, but they're maxed out, all right, which means if they pop a card, it's a low limit card now. Any problem American Express or Chase are here, so I guess the answer is no. Rapid rescore is good. So again, what do? We balance the debt. We go after other pieces, get more credit, and reduce the debt across the board. That is 5531. Again, it's rebuilt. Again, here's 5530. So we look at this. Brandon's your specialist. Brandy is, sorry. Rebuilt. All right, your score hasn't changed because you just signed up. No inquiries, please keep it that way. We'll look at all the things on the dashboards. And here's we got Navy. So you have Navy. They're jacked up 316%. Let's position all this correctly so I can get you Navy at 30,000, some cards and other things, and get past all this. Your bankruptcy was Chapter 7 on 3/16/2023. Again, to buy a house, they need bankruptcy to be 2 years old. All right, but again, we can get this all balanced across the board. That's up to this person, and that is 5530. What would you like us to do next as we do this? Here's 5528. Okay, Priscilla is your specialist. Doesn't show bonus credit. We'll double check. Keep in mind, every morning I have a meeting called Setting the Tone at 7:30 in the morning. Monday morning, they'll actually come call you, probably about 9 o'clock, to go over your case file again. We want to negotiate, we want to talk, and we want to make sure we understand exactly what you're trying to accomplish. Here we have 2 collections, the little dinky ones. We're going to push them off, or they're going to negotiate, solve a problem. Here we have basically jacked up cards, so we need to bring them down or build up the score. But again, you don't have to if all you want us to do is rebuild. All right, I'm always thinking everybody wants 100,000 of credit, but that's just me. 5532. Again, we have collections. $5 one. Hey, let's just pay the $5. I'll give you the $5. These little ones are dinky things. Again, inquiries, you don't have any. Good. Doesn't show a bonus card here, and that's Priscilla, your specialist. She'll reach out to you on Monday as well. So here we have First Premier, 24%. 11, and we have Chime. Again, you don't need the open sky in this. You already have a card that I can get you, and we can look on that card as well. So you have basically things in the green. That's the graph again. It's 5532, 5532. Keep in mind, again, you can always upgrade your package, or up to $500 more. What does that do? Get you 10,000 of bonus credit. You go to level 1 in setup with me for 90 days. All right, and the ultimate goal is you learn even more on top of that. It's just the way to do it right away. So as we look at, here's 5534. 5534, it's going up 11 points. Let's go over here. I'm going to look at this one more time. They've actually screwed American Express and Chase, both of them. That's not good because here's collection stuff as well. Gonna go around that mess. Rapid will help it, but again, you're late on everything. Are you gonna let them charge off, or are you gonna eventually pay them? Remember, we can't dispute a late payment or revolving card because they'll close the cart. Again, that's the problem with the information. Sometimes on TikTok and Google, most of it's incorrect. So that is 5534, 5534. Again, they can balance their debt across the board, take some of this other credit here, and just balance it, because these payments aren't big. But again, it's up to this person. This is 5534, 5534. Here's 5535. So 5535, rebuilt, Brandy is your specialist. Okay, we have a late payment, self-fund, leasing. So we'll go after that, see what we can do to help it and get rid of it. And then we have all these other ones are 1,000 plus, a couple small ones on the bottom. All right, these are things, if they don't get pushed off, you're going to have to negotiate a couple bucks. They'll take a couple dollars. Again, that's what we're looking to do. You don't want to be late on anything. So we'll be looking at this case for credit. Go around this, pop up some credit more as well, and wrap every squares in place. Okay, no problem. The graph just flatlined right now, so we got to figure out how to push it up, and away. And that's the goal. That was 5535. Here's 5104. 5104, we look at home inquiries. So let's see, they sign up on February 23rd, 2024. And this year, instead of reach out to us to do things, because sometimes people ghost us, then they apply 4 times. Again, this person should not apply. Those are violations. So we got to see what happens, what we need to do next. These are collection accounts. Again, I look for American Express or Chase. Chase is there. I don't see Amex. Here we have basically late payments. Okay, here we have late payment as well. And these are the current accounts. See, it's like the U.S. Bank there. I can get them to increase that limit to 5,000. Opening the gap, make sure that, debt to ratio is not hurting you. All these things are basically repackaged and can be done right away. Open Sky, just close it. You don't need it. Again, that's the ultimate goal, is basically understand how to play the game to win. Here's 5540. We have an inquiry. You sign up on the 13th and you do an inquiry on the 22nd. Okay, basically 9 days later. So again, I'm going to tell them that basically, to the rep, hey, they violated. I don't know what you want to do now. Why? And ask what the communication is. Okay, maybe they agree to hold off the rapid. I don't know. So rapid got you 21 points here. Okay, and we're going to push you up and away over there. So that's our ultimate goal, getting more points. Here's 5522. 5522. You have a 571. To rebuild, Priscilla's your specialist. Doesn't show bonus card. Any primary express or chase you need to definitely know. Okay, capital one, $500 card. So you have one as a starter. I got you. From there, we're building credit up and away. Keep in mind, we want to get 3 cards. 3 cards, we build it up. 3 and 3. 3 payments, we build the next one, 5 to 10,000, and we can build a score up and away. Any primary express or chase? Always asking the question. Okay, simple. So we're playing up, down, up, down. It's more than the push me, show me card. So again, things that we need to do for this case right away. But again, you got to let us know what your goal is, your game plan. 5095, it's a rebuild, 500 bonus card. Brandy is your specialist. All right, you went down a little bit here. You were up and away, but you did 2 inquiries. So again, all right, do you want us to help you or not? The inquiries you got didn't help you at all. All right, you didn't even get the cards in the accounts. I would have got the cards. But again, authorized users are in the way. So this is one I would say it's closed unless there's a reason we did inquiries and we had to justify why we screwed it up. You lost 109 points. Okay, you screwed up my system. But again, we'll ask the question. From here, we have 5543. 5543, we're late. Damn. First from here, the worst card on planet Earth. All right, you're late to it costs 95 bucks to get the card. You're late on your Open Sky. It's your money. How could you be late on your own money? Call them, see if you can get your money and cancel the card. Here's an inquiry at 9/5/15. You signed up here 8/31, rebuilt, so why couldn't you wait? Again, what do we have to do? Go around and push all this crap up. They need to call Open Sky, solve a problem if they can, and then even First Premier. So we look at Blue Credit Union across the board. These should always be balanced because we can get more. Right now, they're not balanced at all. Rapid's in place, but again, here we lost 1 point. Rapid could actually be broken, or if you don't listen to what needs to be done. But again, we look at the pieces. This can all be balanced. Even this case can be to a 750. This will take 4 months if they listen to do what it's told to do. That is 55.43, 55.43, and that's the ultimate goal. Here's 51.33. Here we have basically dropping, going across and drop some more. So in other words, our rapid rescore, here we have 3 inquiries. Okay, you sign up in March, and all of a sudden we're building it up and away. You get some green lights, and you go a little crazy with it. Here we have Chase and American Express. I don't see yet. Okay, so we don't know if you messed it up. Hopefully the answer is no, but let us know right away. From there, again, we ask the question. So we have no green lights. So if this person would want that million or they're making 15,000 of credit, all they have to do is stop inquiring, knock off the crap. We'll go after the collection, help you reduce the debt by asking you to do certain things, and then play teeter-totter, bring the score to 750, go from that. If not, you're just going to stay stuck. That kind of sucks. So again, what do we need to do is rebuild. Here's 55.42. All right, you have basically haven't changed. You signed up on 8/22, no problem. You get a $1,000 bonus card. That's nice. That means you probably paid the $1,000 mark. Here we have Midland Credit Management. It looks like we owe the $2,500 collection. See if we can push it off first. Here we have no revolving. Let's see what we can trade. And a cash card for you right away. So we can get 2 or 3 of these and build it up and away. That would be the goal. Everybody can be rebuilt. But again, we have to put some time into it and understand rules and tools. 4509. 4509 has a bankruptcy 7. You have a 686, 676 corporation. You signed up 2 years ago. Where you been? It's a corporation with the $5,000 line. Santos is our floor manager. Here we started here, so we did push you up roughly about 70 points. But again, what do we need to do? The inquiry. Okay, that would have crashed Rapid if you had one, and you did that on your own. So what happens, you did this on your own, couldn't get the card, so now you're coming back to us to get the card, which we could have done in the first place, but you kind of ghosted us. All right, Rapid was submitted on 9/25, so it'll start pushing up and away. You have no green lights currently. All this can be balanced pretty easy. It's a $100 card, and it's a self-lead, all right, which is your own damn money anyway. I'd get rid of it. You don't need it. All right, FNB Omaha. All right, these are maybe duplications or something. So this can all be balanced, and I can push this person to 750 probably about 45 days. Even go around the bankruptcy. So Santos will reach out to you on Monday. That is 4509 to find out what you really want us to do. All right, what is the game plan? I like to communicate as much as I can. 5544. All right, we have basically signed up at 9.6 this year. Million in the making, 25,000 of credit. Jake is your specialist, so please don't inquire. I was going to say no inquiries, please. So you signed up, and then you did an inquiry less than a week, and basically 2 more. Hopefully, we didn't start the Rapid, and you told us about it before we did anything. If not, you would have crashed the Rapid and screwed everything up. $56,000, 101. Again, I would create the, open the gap with the creditor, all right, or pay it down, but that's pretty strong to pay down. Again, we have Macy's. We have Apple. That's about it. So here we got Rapid Rescore. It's going up and away. Right here, it crashed. All right, probably crashed because of these inquiries. We're submitted it. Now you're in the red. So we have to figure out something here. You're ready to follow. We're playing the up and down show. Any primary express or chase, once again, let us know. Our goal is to figure out what's your game plan. I'd love to build the credit, but you got to stop these inquiries. You're going in the wrong direction. Again, that is 5544. Here's 5545. All right, you just signed up, hasn't changed anything yet. And you have no inquiries. Priscilla, bonus card as well, and a collection account. Capital One again, go to the dashboards. Click I want, go to the left-hand side, increase your limits by just changing your basically information and projecting different numbers. From there, Open Sky, please give back your $1,000. You call Open Sky, get the difference between what you owe. You don't need Open Sky. Then balance the rest of this mess. Any primary express for chase. We have a couple green lights, not many. From there, we want to create more. What happens is your score is going down instead of up and away. Again, need you to communicate with Priscilla come Monday morning. And that's what we need to do as well, or maybe the paralegals. Here's 5444. We got a late payment. Oh my goodness, we don't want to be late ever. It kills your accounts. And we have a collection as well. Inquiry, okay, $1 million in the making. So the goal is we haven't really done anything because you're new. Okay, but let's understand. This is the new collection. Okay, you signed up on the 13th, and we got a new collection on the 25th. So we got to figure out what is the best way to handle this. We do have Chase, that's good. What about Amex? Any Amex? I don't see them. Okay, the way to open these gaps as well, or reapply or basically balance from the bottom up, because there's some zeros here. Again, eventually we have to get you to the 750. And the ultimate goal is working our tails off to help you do that. That is 5444. Again, if you need to upgrade your package, do. All right, Chris, you have a question, your hand is up, type the question. I'll read it out loud, see if I can help you as well. So again, what is the goal here? The goal is to analyze 4 times through this process within 90 days or more, and to make sure you're just following through what I tell you to do. And we talked to you before, during, and after. Always to be on point. If you're credit rebuilding, $4.99 more, you get $5,000 of credit. You get a corporation, you pay the filing fee. And what do? We put you in class with me. All right, for 90 days, level 1 in setup, every Friday and Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, and we build you $5,000 of credit. The ultimate goal is to repackage every one of you. The goal would be to repackage everybody, and I call it like Humpty Dumpty. So let's think. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of things we have to step up to and basically play the game to win. But again, these are things you need to know to change your direction instead of the rerun. So what I'm doing next year, I got a radio and TV show. All right, we're having this basically summit to bring an audience so we can film for the commercials. All right, the Reynolds University, all right, 22,000 square foot building I lost in a coma. So install it. Rebuilding yourself, it's not easy. We had to do it myself too. So repackage in America, only in America. One of my companies that gave to Don King. From there, this is winning the game of business, playing the game. So the 1,000 steps, rules, and tools is in the Millionaires Founders Kit. We're going to go through that at the 3-day summit. Sold that for $5,000 a set, 32 years. Dying in a coma was freaky. Coming back being homeless again really just, oh, hell, what a no shit day. I'm sorry to say, it's just the way it works. But someone's stealing my books, someone's selling my websites and phone numbers. You got to just protect yourself. That's the ultimate goal. From there, if you want a copy of the Millionaires Founders Kit, the office sells it for $4.99. I give it away for $2.99, or give it free when you go to the summit. Ultimate goal. Chris, your hand's still up. Please just basically top out your question. 3-day summit is coming up again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 25th, 26th, 27th. Start at 9 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're stuck with me. If you come in person, bring your laptop. You're going to be working. If you watch from home, have 2 computers in front, one to watch me, one to work on. This is basically like a boot camp. You're going to have 1,000 rules and tools to be taught to you. Again, this is basically coming up so you can reach your highest goal ever. I reach all my goals. So again, the real estate system, financial system. Office, if you want it, it's $1,000. Me, it's $4.99 if it's Zelled, or it's free for the summit. What are we going to do? Go through the 18 books and CDs, the full blueprint for success, up to $1 million of credit. That's the ultimate goal as we play this game. Again, the ultimate goal is for $1,999. You're getting book CDs, you're getting 3-day event, you're getting literally 10,000 credit in level 1, 2, and 3 for 90 days to basically go after questions and answers again and again. But again, that's a Zell. As we do this, always think about credit, loan, and money. Corporations should not do business. It should be management, managed division, entity, department, basically apartment complex, franchise, something, please. That's auto income. As we play division process, if you said you wanted storage units, it's basically 36 divisions. Apartment complex is 72. You said I want a laundromat or dry cleaning. That'd be about 18 divisions. So again, today, the division process. The way I designed it 30 years ago in my books is a corp, division, 3 and 2 more, and then 1 more. That actually created $16 million of credit. Okay, and that's the ultimate goal. Each division with history, popping credit file. From there will cost you $4.99 each. Today you get literally, right, 6 for $9.99. You get 18 for $24.99. So in other words, when you pay for 3, not only with the discount, I'm giving you 6. It is a Zell. So finding your time, that's the hardest thing to do. I tell people to get up an hour earlier. I'm up every day at 2:25. Make your money making machine. There's the goal. If you want, I have businesses you can partner with me. For instance, the location's called Faizuli's. Okay, empanadas and arepas and all the other pieces and nice Colombian coffee with Latin food. I'm going to cater to that because why? There's a line out the door. $96,000 in 3 days profit. So you could play in that business if you want. I'm going to be taking all the Taco Bells, Burger Kings, whatever fast food restaurant went out of business and taking it over. So like this one costs $7,500 to take it over. Your investment, if you want to play in this one, would be $5,000, $10,000, or $50,000. That would get you basically ownership in that location, and you would get $2,000 to literally $8,500 a month. And that's what it is. And if you want to use credit even to buy your way in, use it and let it offset the taxes. Corporation free money. Or you can Zell too. Payments will be coming out in basically next year, 2025. I'm going to own basically the building with you in the location. Year 4 is going to have a piece of it. You're going to have anywhere from 5 to 20%. I'm going to have the rest of it. And we're going to partner up while I do all the work, while you just get an income. Simple. Been doing that since 1987. So the certificate of ownership will issue to your corporation. If you want to invest, it's, the Zell now. Could be a credit card, up to you. You want to use card, you just email you want to use a card. I make it pretty simple. Again, please take a picture of this. I want you to really think about basically boring and slow and steady. That's how I look at it for years. I want something I won't have to run it, ran by third party. I invest in it using corporate credit like free money, and I get an income off the credit I invested in. And that's the goal. That way we can get cash flow for you per time. That's the type of business I would point you into. Someone driving you around today in your city, it's very simple. Please look around. Ask yourself, why don't you own these things? Literally, it's not that difficult to do. If you want phone calls with me, there's 3 types. 15 minutes of Q&A. A blueprint is an hour with your partner of life, and coaching is on a weekly basis. From there, we have to do our blueprint call. I need to blueprint you to know exactly past, present, future, good, bad, and ugly, what needs to be done. And then we set up that, and I give you your goal list. Every time we talk, I basically talk about the previous goals. We obtain them. What's the next list that I need you to do? What I do for you as well. When it comes to your partner of life, an hour on the phone, all right, it's going to cost you $9.99. $1,000 for you and me. When it comes to all these other things like coaching, it's very simple. Coaching classes are pretty important to me because what I want to do is put you in the place that I'm going to tell you exactly what needs to be done, and I manage your case file myself. That's the goal. When I always did it this way, I would take my, for instance, Wells Fargo cards. I'd take 40,000 off the card. To me, that was a laundromat or dry cleaners. 100,000, that's spacious storage unit. 250, it's apartment complex. Again, what do we create? Anywhere to 10 to 50,000 a month, if not more. A boring business. The expo, I think people are stuck. They don't really know what they're going to do. From here, the ultimate goal is like anything else. The goal is to play the game to win. Okay, what do you mean when you say green lights? On everybody's application, all right, and what happens if anybody else like this and you, the analyzation. On the bottom here, it would show green lights, the possibilities of new accounts. It even says green lights. So if you have your analyzation, look at it, and what it is as your score goes up and we build you for wrapping all the pieces, it creates a possibility of new credit cards. Those new cards give us the ability, all right, to bring down debt and balance it. If you would have known in the first place that all cards fluctuate but two, you would have said, okay, let's maintain these 29% rule, and these don't fluctuate at all. Would that not get you 750 score? In other words, you jacked up the wrong damn card, and you backed yourself in a corner, and you got stuck, and you couldn't get any more. All I can tell you, that sucks. Okay, but again, what's the goal? If we rebuild you, we can get past that. Is it easy? No. Can it be done in 90 days? Oh yeah. Can it be done in 6 months? Oh yeah, too. But will you do what you're asked to do? So that's about green lights. So let's understand, like today, what is our ultimate goal? So if you want to become an investor, these are the things we invest in. That's what makes sense. You invest in something, you use corporate credit, all right, and you basically what? You don't run the business. You own the business because these basically are auto incomes. So if we look at it, it's like in the coaching. If we looked at 6 months of coaching with me, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or even 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, I can rebuild you. I can get you in coaching, blueprint call, all right, 25,000 of credit, rapid rescore, and get you the classes for basically those 6 weeks, level 1, 2, 3, and even specialty. Specialty alone would cost you that. But again, we build this at 11, all right, 596. During a class like here and now with me, I discount it below 50% to $4,999. Now you're stuck with me every step of the way. That's coaching. That means I'm going to create a list every time we're on the phone, every week, what you need to do on your end, what I'm going to do for you. And by the time we're done, you're going to watch coaching the rest of your life, because I always do. That's the goal. That 5,000 is a Zell payment. From here, if you wanted 3 months, 6 months, or a year, we look at, okay, you want longer coaching. That's where you get to that $100,000 mark. If we look at what the IRS says, $5 million below a small company. So let's focus on $5 million if you're in coaching. What is our goal? Fight the pain, get to the point we get the keys on the first location for auto income. That's our goal. From there, we should always go 10,000 to 100,000 a month. If we play this game correctly. Analyze weekly, we have to. All right, classes, calls, rapid rescore. The goal is to push up the score so you can get more. So here what happens is, all right, we're going to basically work on projections. We're going to work on limits of credit cards. We're going to take phone calls with your creditors. I'll call them myself with you, with your permission. Daisy chain credit, increase limits. If you get into like a 3 months period, 3 months is $8,000. It's 3 months. All right, you pay $8,000, and I'm going to give you 100,000 credit on top of that too, as I rebuild you. If you went for the 6 months, it's 15 grand for 6 months. But then I build you 150,000 of credit on top of that. If you went for the 12 months, because next year I'm not doing coaching unless I'm coaching already this year. Next year is my junior and senior coaches. I'm not taking on new customers next year. Unless they're currently being coached by me, it's not going to happen. 30,000 a year. Okay, what am I going to do? Build you 300,000 of credit. There you go. So if you don't want coaching anything else, then it's just rebuild. Let's do a wrapper rescore. Let's push this stuff aside, push the scores up, and let's create green lights possibilities. And that's the goal. When we look at someone who basically said, I want my credit rebuilt, not repaired, because that's crap, it's a wrapper rescore. You go to class Friday and Saturday, you learn more. Charge you $1,000. But I give you $1,000 card back to you to reimburse you. During a broadcast, we basically what? We end up paying for the wrapper rescore, and we discount it to $4.99. And the card becomes $500, reimburse you anyway. And rules and tools, raise rules and tools, you maintain 750 score. Starter package is simple. If you have one, we'll build the corp. If not, I'll give you one for free. You pay your filing fee. What is our goal? Getting past go. Rebuild you, $9.99, 5,000 credit back. Rebuild you, go to class for 90 days. All right, analyzation, add history, pop credit. It's pretty simple. If you basically invested $2,500, it's $25,000. Always to give you 5 to 10 times your investment back. And then it's guaranteed. Again, that's a Zell, simple to do. So if you do referrals, you can always get more credit. We can get you 10 to 20% on your referral base as well. So what do we have to understand as we play this game is to win. All right, like I told you earlier today, banks, grocery stores, and cities, bankrupt locations, stay in business to keep the asset. You brought the pain home to you and your family. 3 divisions of you under a corporation, you'll never bring the pain home again. You didn't plan the problem. We look at banks and grocery stores and cities. Geico, Sam's Club, they do this in front of you. It's time that you stop bringing the pain home. You become a certified CFO, and you reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Looking behind that curtain every time. This is important to all of us. So I look at it this way. God gave me an assignment. I do my best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Simple. Today, you can call the office right now, 800-254-9506, and they can help you every step of the way. Okay? The Zell, whatever you want to do. I'm here to change the world and help change you. But again, all we have to do is follow through. The ultimate goal is up to you, rules and tools. So hopefully today you learned a lot of things. Remember, I got classes all day tomorrow, okay, from 6 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I just want to change your life as much as I can. Do your best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all.